Lester Brown Jr.
There is confidence that is brewing for the youngster.
Teaming
To feel that way as an amateur, it's fuel to
Crawford told him amateurs when they turn pro because they're seeing everything, they're analyzing.
with as many fights, the excitement. Now, for Lester, proven himself in the past that he can
Catch him in the middle of combinations, or I think for him to be very dangerous to
Bahamas from outside the U.S. than it would be a Nassau 100. Go in and use those quick hands, the smarts that he possesses.
some very classy things from Keyshawn already. Jab. Also, he's peeling. He's with one hand to throw the other.
I'm going to get the chance to fight it at my pace, not an amateur pace. What I'm certainly
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I have pro ranks, and I think we're seeing that already.
very aggressive, starting their mark, and then trying to
Really taking his time. Spots. Very
a lot of it. It's his 22nd birthday tomorrow. So with a
utilizing that left-hand jab really well is Keyshawn Davis, and now focusing on the middle, which is exactly what
Correa, he blames himself in that match for being too dehydrated, didn't prepare enough. Says he comes in far more. Thus far, he's been on the receiving end far more than he.
Keyshawn doing a great job here to keep his man at bay.
There's a little bit more of the
Fluid, very fluid.
be on the receiving end.
Good right hook there. Left glove down Brown, and then came with that right hook right to the temple, putting Brown to the canvas. Ooh, good body shot there.
Yeah. Hey, I want to put on a show, a great performance, knockout or not. I want to show the world something special.
Really throwing some hard power shots as Davis, while also maintaining a good range and staying defensively minded. And our referee steps in.
And the quick hands of Keyshawn Davis.
Richmond Ashley.
Plenty of fans worldwide, and on his debut back in undercard already, and in the amateur game as well. Really excited, plenty of people getting excited.
He runs straight over without throwing a punch, just with the way he positions his feet in his setup. So he's got to throw something back, because at the minute
Was always going to look better in the pro ranks. Who were perhaps facet of the game, and you can see a little bit in the early going.
What a shot.
And if you get a close on his debut, that kind of concentrate, really is alert and switched on, lands a couple of shots into the body.
But he just did something. Oh, good right hand.
Mentality more than talent. Other right hand, Davis, but just pitch on Davis, bit more menace, and
See though, Davis learned from he took a little step out.
just bothered him with that. And despite the high guard,
Shelly.
he's had Terence Crawford. I wouldn't think he learned from the Crawford spar. Chopping down, I think he's starting to go.
Good uppercut there from when Shelly goes to throw back. There's nothing there.
He learned most from Bud is the of boxing more than and having to respond mentally to the.
Good body shot there. Good left to the body there from Davis. He's making a little adjustments with the.
How good his judgment of this. Oh, again, he landed the body. He largely defend, counter when he can. He looks at that. Body wouldn't quite be the same. Again to.
He's gone back into the ropes again, but he tried to take the centre of the ring there.
Body from Dave. And so far, having to create his own.
Forward. Not much to hit.
And on Shelley. Although in good friend Davis and with Teofimo, he's having a moan now. Shelley.
He's been moaning from wrong one about. He's got a bit of a case.
Well,
It's in behind it, doesn't he?
and if you look at the eyes,
The hard spell here.
balance. Yeah, and again the balance, Barry, for Shelley just coming into question. I think
This little foot.
each round, and that's exactly what
He is opponent, and that's what Davis is doing. Very comfortable. And again, when you work, and that's exactly what space for that uppercut.
And although I mentioned earlier on that he kind of sets himself very high standards in terms of a talk when you consider of this sport, but he does look the part. And when you hear him, he's talking big, and he's looking big, and he's dreaming big.
You can see where he's trying to fire back, but this has just been a fantastic one from young David.
Right from the start, Barry, but it's
Just turning the screw. You said every round, speed uppercut. Fine. We've done the first days in the gym and for the big more flash.
he tried to spit defiance. That's the key phrase. Do much.
given the opportunity, he'll fire back and he'll give you a fight, I think. For the most part, Davis just always out of reach, and punishing him every time Shelley makes a mistake.
And actually, for the first time, he's closed the gap a bit, Davis, here, hasn't he? And live now, Shelley look wild, looking a bit more ragged. Left hook gets through towards the end.
That's enough. That's enough.
And the result by Teak.
Jose Antonio Meza.
Young American, such a standout as an amateur. It seemed to set the professional
Amateur experience, international experience like Davis has. He's definitely fought guys who are tall.
Well, everybody, sort of looking at them as the type of fighters.
Again, with all that international amateur
As pros. And also a third Davis brother. That so far goes.
trying to establish Davis there.
Folk used to be the Norfolk three. Focus and his ability to really fine-tune his training there. Said he had to get
Yourself someplace else.
at best. Has Davis really been able to order? The left hand got in there quickly. Mesa stunned just a bit. And Davis over, so he's putting a lot of additional pressure and weight. Davis, Mesa on the head again. Round two, and what we saw in the first round is none. Heaker businessman.
George Foreman's favorite.
Really starting to set his beads. The target's at there. The right hand coming. Hands just ready and poised.
Oh, he's having. For those at home, look at do a little bit of shoulder movement, little leg movement. Get your opponent.
Day before his 22nd birthday. 4 scheduled rounds.
Oh, good overhand. Perfectly timed.
His second victory. No perfect record.
Up fight. You know, you've got a guy with.
Something to do with like being a kid who likes to evade himself. I eat up opponents. He's only 6-4 as a professional, so he hasn't exactly previously.
It wasn't to be, and now he's here already to start off.
The intuition to know that as much represent your country, maybe walk away with some shiny new inside that my skill set would
Power, and that's what
disparity already through just doesn't quite know.
in boxing IQ and pedigree.
And who knows?
Oh,
He wants to give.
yeah, Davis is a bit keeping up.
Said of Keyshawn Davis and his strength. So we talked Nello Saunders fight about jabs, feeling as if the assault is constantly a bit of bullying from Davis already. Businessman, he has been business perfect.
Throw up some shots, he lets him go.
For ring time, I mean, he's fighting so often. Keyshawn wants to fight 8
Second year, so being busy is really important. It's
experience being in the ring time over years. He wants to progress.
you're putting on those smaller gloves, dealing or getting clipped or hurting around things like that. That you haven't experienced way in the way to a world title shot. Body shot there, straight right hand to the body.
Chips that year. Terrific pro, but
To see young guys letting their hands go, putting.
Been pushing the Mexican around and just leading him. See?
I got nothing. I got nothing to complain.
And from Davis, just towards the tail end of this 4th round, he's starting to employ that flourish that he finished in round 4, where he really. And as you mentioned, yeah, they have talked. There is society and being able to push each other and pros together. Effective 2-0 records.
Shots there for Keyshawn.
Yeah,
See Keyshawn bang.
getting back to the entertainer.
Throw himself. Doesn't like to expose himself too much. Shape as well. But yeah, since that on the bicycle a little bit, using his lateral movement, looking to counter.
First little chance for away now to back down.
So he is a tough guy. I saw.
Oh, that left hand was powerful. Abrasive. Bit of momentum starting to build there. We're up and get out of trouble. Davis, and I'm sure on point.
Extra point for round number 1. I'm curious to see if.
I think what you were alluding.
These 5.5 rounds. Good. And the jab has been throughout.
The style of fighting, but he
Don't see, you feel. So
in his camp will undoubtedly be a career, but he's destined now to improve to an unblemished 3-0 as the fight is over and Keyshawn Davis once again impresses.
He's very conscious of what he's saying to the media, but inside Cuban, he's beat every. You just got to see him evolve.
In MMA in of 20, and Ellery has.
I was to try to make this as ungood and flashy. That's not him. If he doesn't win, survive for Zaragoza tonight.
Try to set up the left hook to the body. There it is. That's where he needs to continue. You can hit a guy up all night long, but if you go down to that, they can stop him with a liver shot.
Search wasn't so shabby either. Now the sweeping right hand.
Just with the minor level change, right? Davis, he'll just drop his knees. Nice uppercut.
The levels you talk about, Tim.
Beautiful distance control, right? Young, talented fighter.
Total control early on. With the class of Keyshawn Davis. Review in Vegas, just a spectacular performance by Bud Crawford there. I'm working this left hand, but Dre, as soon as Keyshawn Davis went over to work with Bomac,
He has, but then you want to let him know.
Dominating every aspect of the ring. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. Oh my goodness.
look at this attack here. And look at how calm and cool.
Miss your gloves.
Just enough time.
How to nearly clipped him with a big right hand. Oh, body shot! I mean, that's it.
Esteban El Toy Sanchez.
He can settle in. He doesn't have to rush, and you're going to see more of his arsenal, more of his skill unfold.
We're laughing, as you say, he doesn't have to rush as he sprints across. Who bounced back with 2 wins since his loss.
Make a guy mentally down. Oh, he's absolutely
Long
important hand, much for a fighter, especially when you're trying to feel right now.
and showing levels. He doubled, so they postponed the fight. Feels great now.
because he doesn't want to get caught with a shot.
Well, that's too long because Davis is a master at this game, and the body of Davis hit down and cause him to react. Right now is a bit mesmerizing, anything polarizing, but a little bit harder to hit. He was going to get hit with. It's different that initial shock.
Sanchez needs to do just. Oh, it's a young guy. You got just to you, and instead of a jab is something else.
Took. Boy, Sanchez, he has hit the accelerator.
See, the biggest thing right now, Sanchez can't get past it.
That keeps Sanchez off balance. It keeps him much.
Take a short break. Be right back. Celebrities and boxing fan in Vegas. Home to so many great fights through the unification. Valdez and Stevenson, 6 connected advantage.
And that's discouraging, Tess. And that's exactly what Keyshawn Davis meant when he said, I want to break my opponent down. That's what he's talking about.
Davis
but the breakdown.
Yes, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get.
Well, if you're Sanchez, you got to have the center.
That would be the game plan for Oscar Valdez. Sanchez tried to have that upper body movement to get away from the. He crossed that threshold, then back to the jab, then to the body with it. Good work from Keyshawn Davis. Short right hand on the inside. Or Keyshawn Davis, an interesting observer of Keyshawn, trained by the same team that trains Bud Crawford.
Going to be either from a body shot or an uppercut. I see Sanchez leaning without a jab, just waiting on Dave cut.
Hands.
Little counter.
Yes, this is the second phase. The third phase is to get you out of there.
This is exactly what we saw December 11th when he got his opponent out of there. Describes it, turns out. It's of round 4. There's a left hand to the body. We'll see if we get to 8 as he opens rounds. 75 of 2 and holding 14%. And the work, the grittiness, willing to be tough.
Watch your head.
Will be in the pocket right now because he's already timed Sanchez as he's not to land and not to where not allowed forward.
Going to be able to take these hard shots.
Oh, left hook comes in. Then he takes a uppercut. And there was a right.
Shots on the inside. Do not underestimate. They set up shots to the head down.
Look at these body punches and look at this attack from Keyshawn Davis. Big shot rains in. Goes up top. Now to the body. Time and again, so accurate. Stalking his prey here in round.
He just threw a ton.
The inside. He has been dipping to the body. Comes with. Boy, Sanchez is in trouble. Does he ever enjoy these moments? The feeding he's handing.
It's the temperature check right here. He's checking his temperature.
Combination. 36 of 61 power punches. You heard Bomac, Brian McIntyre. Sanchez getting right.
Sanchez systematically getting. There's nothing he can do. Everything. Do I have with this is that that
uppercut comes in, hook comes in, in. Dre, it could be any time right now.
This is when you need your corner to step in and do something about this.
He goes with it again. Straight right hand. Vargas is the trainer when you got this game. And
Down, fly through the ropes. Just a little bit more.
look at this. Hooks. Right uppercut. Another right uppercut. There's blood now coming from the left eye. Two more left hooks to the same spot. And another. And the right uppercut. And finally, the damage is over.
Touch gloves. Two weight withdrawals.
He has
Late start to boxing.
typically
In that time and again, it's under the tutelage and the entire team at every step of the way.
with each fight, you want to see Davis answer more and more. He's got all the makings, champion, and a guy who's going to be on top for a long time, but you want to do some things little by
Questions arise in the middle of the fight. You see three hands to the body.
It's not specific to Keyshawn Davis.
Tanda pressing to the right hand moments ago.
It's good to see T.
Not going to be affected with what he's up to. Good work. End of the one.
Real time, it looked good, but the referee said,
You know, Tienda was down, but they said it is the same right hand. And now he goes that long jab to combination, including a Davis. In that first round, he had 8 power punches.
time, they're coming heavy.
Say, Keyshawn Davis.
Best talent in the world, I believe. Tienda is protecting himself pretty well.
Him coming in.
I'd like to poke with it and use it as a beautiful right hand that Davis has. That
Setup. Control early on with a 36-12. Keyshawn Davis in terms of why you take a certain approach.
The only way he has a chance against
to that body, he's got to go through a whole lot of fire.
That's right. Children got a late start. More children were in a sinking car, and this fighter.
And
Old boy.
Davis wants the right hand. Is that one right? That shot. His legs wobble, but the second time, I think his knee might is coming.
World champion at 100 was embarrassed over it, and he knows
the range, and I want him to push him back and take control of this fight.
The trainer of the pound-for-pound greatest talent I have seen in this 5-0, 23 years old. They're
to pick up the jab. Then you
stern warning from Earl Brown.
That jab, he's got action. That half hook, half uppercut.
Nearly clipped him with that now in our co-feature with Keyshawn Dave Connect Advantage.
Let me see your skill. Let me see your then just stand there, look for one eye. It's going to go down the first time ladder. You're going to
Oh, he catches in that time.
Right there.
Great shot there. And Keyshawn slow to get to that neutral corner.
He's hurt too.
5. Right hand, left hand combination. Head is snapped back. Davis on the go. 2 left hands. Oh, what a big shot that was. This is over. Keyshawn Davis, 6-0, 5 knockouts. When it was time to get nasty, he did.